Hi and welcome to Noll-Knitty, my channel here on YouTube where I talk about knitting. My name is Linn and I live in the north of Sweden where knitting is very useful for our cold winters. It's now the 2nd of July. I had to think. It's already the 2nd of July and summer is beginning. It's beginning to feel like summer, finally. It's been a pretty cold June, but July is here. Vacation time is soon here, and I thought I'd film a little episode where I talk about what I've been knitting lately, because I do have 3 finished projects that I have been working on that I thought I'll share with you. Let's start with this green top, Hven top, designed by Maja Bergman, which I now also know is Mike and Maskar on YouTube. She used to have a knitting podcast a couple of years ago and has now ventured into designing, which I'm not surprised by. These are lovely, and I know she has designed more things as well. I fell in love with this top because of the cool shoulder construction. Look at it. It's pretty cool. And I wanted a easy summer top that I could wear with almost anything. And I fell in love with this lovely matcha green color from Sandnes Garn. This is line, and I have the actual, I got leftovers as well. This is color 9564 in the line yarn. If I remember correctly, the top was knitted on 4mm needles and then the ribbings on 2.5mm. So it's quite a drop from 4 to 2.5, but I think it fits really well. I haven't blocked this one yet, but I did like pre-block the bottom edge a little just so that I could wear it without it curling in on itself. But I really love it. It's so easy to just throw on and still feel pretty cute because you have a knitted top on you. And it was quite easy to knit as well. I haven't made these type of shoulders before, and I really liked how they look, both both like this, but also when you wear it, and it was quite fun to knit them as well with how you do the increases. I thought it was a very clever idea. However, what I don't like about it is actually not the pattern itself. It's just that I realized I am not a solid color stockinette girl. Like, I love to wear it, I just didn't love to knit it because it was just plain stockinette all over. And so it creates a great final piece, but I did not like, as soon as I got past the cool shoulder, it was just stockinette, and that's the most boring part. It's great for like knitting when you don't have to think about stuff, but for me it's the most boring knitting. So I'm glad that I finished it. I decided I need to have it finished before summer because I want to wear it. But if I make one again, I might do a striped version so that there'll be more variation for my mind when I do it. Let me drink a little. But all in all, a great pattern. I really like it. So it's finished. And the second one, oh, can I hang it? Yeah. The second one is the Salty Days sweater by Veronika Lindberg. And I've shown this one before and it was almost finished. And now it is finished. It's blocked. All the edges are Italian bind off. The first time I bound off the edge at the bottom, I didn't use the Italian bind off. And as soon as the sweater was all done and I tried it on, I realized I it was too tight at the bottom. So I had to rip it all up, and then I actually did Italian bind off at the end as well. And it was worth it because now I like it a lot. And I had the same problem with the neckband. When I folded it, I just did it the way I always do. And it turned out wonky because the stripes continue. But when I had sewn it down, they leaned towards one side. Yeah, so then I continued to do as the patterns say, and it turned out nicely. And so this is the Cascade 220 yarn. And it's a merino wool, if I remember correctly. And it's very soft. It was a pleasure to knit with, as well as the pattern was really fun to knit as well. I think I've been talking about this in previous episodes as well, and I really, really enjoy it. And I'm planning on making a second one this summer. I haven't knitted in Cascade 220 before, but something I noticed now that I've been wearing this for about a month now is that it does actually pill quite fast. Here on the edge, I don't know if you can see it, but there's already pilling along the sides and the armhole and down here at the wrists. And I usually don't knit in merino wool that often. I don't know why. It's so soft, I should knit more in it. But I think this is one of the reasons. I just need to depill it a bit more often than I normally do with my other wool sweaters. But even so, like, I love this. I'm so happy that it's done and finished. It's not often I set myself goals for the whole year, but this one was one of those that I did set as a goal for this year. I bought the yarn in October or September, and then I never got around to making it. And then I decided that for 2025, I'm gonna make the Salty Days sweater because I've been eyeing this one for so long. And I am really happy that I did. I feel like I talked about this one more in the previous episodes, so I won't talk a lot more about it now, but I am very happy. 2 out of 3 things done. My third is my very colorful Sophie shawl. This one is the Sophie shawl by Petiteknit, very famous shawl pattern. It's a very easy pattern to knit, and yes, I will knit more of these because it's easy, it turns out nice. For this one I used a boucle yarn from Thread Lightly that she has colored, and I couldn't resist the rainbow of, like, the color explosion in this boucle yarn. It is, since this is the shawl version, it's pretty big. It's longer than me. And it wraps around pretty nicely, and I've already used it because the boucle yarn is so soft that it feels, I can wear this in the summer as well. First of all, the color is very summery, but also just because it's not scratchy, it fits well even if you get a little warm in the summer. So I've been wearing it to and from work because I bike in the mornings, and they can still be quite chilly, especially in rainy days. So I have gotten use out of it already, and I will continue to use it. I only have positive things to say about it. Easy pattern, lovely yarn, lovely colors. Yeah. If I look this way, it's because the little screen is over there. I sometimes forget myself that I should actually look straight into the camera. I'm trying to make this episode a little bit more compact and not as talkative as the previous 2 that I've made. We'll see how successful I am. But yes, I hope I don't talk too fast. Okay, Sophie shawl is done. It was a very quick knit as well. I don't remember the recommended needle size in the pattern, but I do remember I used a larger needle size. Maybe I used 6 millimeters or something for this one. So it's not the densest fabric, but it is airy and light and soft. And I used almost the whole skein. My plan was, of course, to use half the skein for the increasing part and then the second half for the decreasing part. It's just that I didn't have a scale with me when I was about at the middle point. So I kind of eyeballed it and thought, okay, now is the time to start decreasing. So I still have a little bit leftovers, but I was pretty spot on. I'm pretty happy. I got to use almost all of the yarn. So yes, this one will be very useful. Okay, and so after the last episode that I filmed, I got really excited about making a Alice Starmore sweater, and I've been looking through pattern books and like making doodles, and I haven't decided anything yet, but something that I also got inspired to do was something that I also had on my list for 2025. It's not a long list, I just make a list of things that I would want to do so that I don't forget them, and I can come back to this list and look at it and it's like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do if I feel that the inspiration has run dry. It usually don't, but it's good to remind yourself of those things that I've been thinking about. Like, I would want this, but then like a headband. I want a knitted headband in like 2 or 3 colors with patterns on it. And I wanted to make it double because that would be extra warm around my ears. I still haven't made one, but I've been thinking about it since like 2 or 3 autumns ago. Like, because it's always in the autumn that I feel like I need it. When I bike to work and it starts getting chilly and rainy, I want one of those headbands. So it's still on my list of things I want to do. And one of the things that I wanted to do was a mitten. I had written it down as a mitten with geometrical pattern, and I knew that this was the geometrical pattern I wanted to use. This pattern it's a very old Nordic pattern that I found in the book. Do I have it? Yes. Sticka efter gamla nordiska mönster. This is like a treasure of old Nordic patterns, and also some history and pictures, and I inherited this one from my mom. Bought it in the beginning of the 80s, I think. Yeah. So it has a lot of things in it, and also like how to knit sweaters and how to knit mitts. So this geometrical pattern is described in there as a little chart, and I decided to adapt it to a pair of mittens. And then I was also inspired by all the colors, so I decided to make like a gradient of colors that I had at home. So this is all scrap yarns from different projects that I've made, and some of these, at least the first purple here, is hand colored by me and my mom, whereas the rest of them are mixes of different types of 2-ply wool yarns that are very popular here in Sweden. I haven't finished it. I still have the thumb left, and then I'll make a second one as well. But for being me, I'm doing this in a unusual way. Not unusual way. I'm using 2.5mm needles. I always usually knit my mittens on 3mm needles because I find 2.5 being too small. I guess I've gotten used to 2.5mm needles because this one just flew off the needles. It is very fun to knit. I love that the color, it looks even better on the little screen here. So I'm excited to make the second one as well. And then after I made the second one, so this will be like the pink pair because it has the pink yarn going all through it. And then I have plans to make a second one, like a second pair with these yarns. So this is a cobalt blue Campus tvåtrådiga wool yarn, and then this is a rainbow yarn. It's the same skein, but it continues from this one into this one from Ullcentrum. And this one has really long floats, basically. And so I was thinking of using this one as the color changing squares in this one. So that I have a pink pair and a blue pair, like this. So I will have 2 new mittens for autumn and winter. And because there's a lot of pattern on it, it's quite dense inside as well, which will keep me warm. And I was also very happy that I succeeded in, because I didn't really follow a pattern like for this one. I just cast on, I don't remember how many stitches I cast on, but I cast on some stitches and I knitted, and then I think I counted on a previous mitten how many rows does it take to decrease for the top. Because the problem I have when I freebase mittens is that they usually turn out too short. And then I have to rip back the top and make it longer and then make it slanted again. And then they might be too long. And so for this one, I actually succeeded because I figured out that it was 14 rows for the... I must have used... Yeah, I think I used one of my old patterns. There's 14 rows of decreases here. So I could measure, because they have... The color blocks are 8 or 7 stitches high. I knew how I could measure it through that, and I succeeded. Now there's a thumb coming. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do the thumb patterned or not, but the easiest is just make it one color, but the warmer solution would be to make it colored. So we'll see. But I'm really happy with this one. And it was a spontaneous knit because I didn't really plan to cast it on, but I couldn't resist once the idea had popped into my head. Yeah, and then the little edge here, I did is it called a corrugated rib maybe? It's regular stitches in the pink, and then these are 1 row purl and then 1 row knits. So each color here has 1 row purls and 1 row knits to make the little ribbing at the bottom. And this is just regular stitches that I didn't plan for them to fold, but they did. Okay, that's a little side project that I did. And now the last thing that I'll talk about now is this one. Sommarkoftan 2025. The Bergman summer cardigan knit along with the designer Maja Karlsson. She makes these summer cardigans every year now for Bergman. Maybe this is the 5th or 6th year. I remember in 2020 I joined and knit the summer cardigan back then. Since then there's always been other projects that got in the way. But this year I couldn't resist this cute flower pattern for this summer cardigan. And it was also perfect timing because I had all of this blue Rauma Finull that was just waiting to become something. And this is the same blue, or rather this is the leftovers from this blue that I bought for the cardigan. And then the orange here is a Hillesvåg Ullvarefabrik, and it is Varde in a like an orange colored on gray color. I have enjoyed it so far. For me, it's always the color sections of a sweater or a cardigan that's the most fun. I'm now on the stockinette and I'm just chugging along, just trying to get down to, yeah, it doesn't have any more pattern. I realized on the body, it does have extra pattern on the sleeves at the bottom. So now I'm thinking maybe I should add the same pattern from the sleeves to the bottom of the cardigan as well. We'll see. Otherwise, it's just gonna continue being blue all the way down, and then there's a little edge of color at the bottom as well. But I'll talk more about it in a later episode when it is finished. But so far I'm really enjoying it. It is knit on, of course I can't read on these ones, they don't have the numbers. The numbers are gone. I think it's 3mm needles. Yes, Sommarkoftan, Järbo garn. I wanted to say that it was mostly just stash, but I really wanted the blue, so I went ahead and purchased it. I bought it, basically. So that was a little update of what I've been doing in June with all my knits. And now there will be a summer vacation, and we'll see how much knitting I'll do. It is the warmest month of the year, so there might not be as much knitting as the other colder months where you just want to spend time inside. So, but thank you for watching and listening to me chatting about my knits, and I'll see you next time. Bye!